Hold on. Hello, everybody. Sorry. Welcome to Dear Dana. Let's get this good thing going. Let me count down real quick. Okay, hello. I know, I'm sorry, I apologize. I've been going through back shows trying to get people's names written down because tonight I am drawing. I'm drawing for people that have left comments. I'm drawing for viewers, not at this very second, and I'm drawing for people that are going to be in here and subscribe tonight for the giveaways, along with the show that we're going to have, of course. Yeah. So, if you are still wanting to be part of the giveaway, make sure you have liked and subscribed and are in here tonight so you can still be included. Yes. So, anyway, tonight's show is going to be a combination of things. We've gone an hour earlier. Hopefully, people will find us. I did this because I know that there are other shows that you watch that have started trying to come into the 8:15 hour time slot, and I wanted to make it a little easier for some of our UK friends to come on here as well. Oh, a 12-day stint at the hospital and heading to bed shortly. Wow, that is a long go of it, LMS. I'm sorry. I'm assuming you want to be part of the giveaway, LMS. I'm assuming that. So I quickly wrote your initials down and threw them in the bucket along with other ones. So if you have to go to bed, you can catch a replay later and find out if your name was drawn. Is that cool? Because part of the giveaways will have to be by appointment. Because part of the giveaways are an hour appointment for a special guided meditation, hour appointment for hypnosis, and probably a therapeutic reading. So, I'll let people pick and choose. Good. That's a rough day, especially at the hospital. I feel for you. I know how that goes. So, anyway, first of all, welcome to Dear Dana. Tonight, it's going to be beginning we did a show a few shows back, and we don't need a trigger warning tonight. It's an update. And part of that show about Eugenia Cooney, yes, we did talk about ED. And bless her heart, I still send prayers and light and hopes of healing and awareness for her that healing does take place, and she, comes to a big awareness in her life. She doesn't think she needs it. And everybody has to come to their personal awareness. Hello, Francis. Oh, D'Onofrio, do you want to be part of the drawing tonight? Let me know. But I feel like the only way that she is going to really come to that awareness, it's not going to be from the comments people make. It's not going to be from the begging. Excuse me, I have a little bit of allergy. I'm a little wheezy. It's not going to be from when she had a 5150. It's going to be from when people quit viewing. Because unfortunately, that's why people go, and in my opinion, that's why she does not think she needs treatment. In my opinion. Her family assists in her being that way. She stays that way because that's why people come. But be that as it may, everyone just send love and prayer and light to Eugenia Cooney. So, let me fast forward. If you recall, and my daughter had made me she had made me aware of this. Hold on. So I took a deeper dive and come to find out a lot of the moderators in her chats And some of the viewers were adults, grown men. And we'll get to that in just a minute. Let me do my intro really quick. I'm a little backwards tonight. Again, welcome to Dear Dana. Please hit that like and subscribe. It really helps this community. We tackle things such as psychological subjects, spirituality, social topics, and commentary. And I really, tap into the community here. So we can talk about things that need to be talked about. And sometimes it leads us to a lot of crazy laughter, but that's what we're about here. But back to Eugenia Cooney. I had talked about it had become a problem. It had been presented to her over time, and she sort of ignored it or pish-pished it, Didn't think it was a problem, hadn't heard anything about it. Sort of, from what I could see in comments that I had seen, sort of blown it off. Well, thanks to, and I can pull it up if you want, but thanks to, I think it's called Loving Eugenia Cooney. She is another creator. It's part of where I saw the information. She tends to play a lot of Eugenia Cooney's videos and point out certain things that we need to see. Eugenia Cooney was addressed by a victim. Now, I did not hear the victim address her personally, but yeah, Eugenia Cooney was addressed about it. And she closed down her Discord, which is a platform where you can, creators go, other people go to chat, and come to find out it was true. Men were going and grooming young girls and teenagers for the purposes of AB, USE, in the manner that you know exactly what I'm talking about. And there had been some young girls, and I'm not sure about guys, potentially, that had been victimized. And they were coming forward. Some of Eugenia Cooney's viewers had asked, what are you planning to do about the victims? And she goes, what can I do about the victims? I could not control what was going on my platform. I did not know the people that were doing this. I was not aware until recently. Then she goes on to describe how she was groomed when she was about 10. Because she goes, well, people talk to me about putting an age limit on here, saying that you need to be an adult or 18 and above. But, I really don't see the point, because they can just move over to these kids' channels if they want to do the same thing. And so it's YouTube, so what's the point? And I'm sitting there thinking, well, the point is it would remove young kids that are not mentally mature or developed enough to make or have the emotional intelligence yet to make mature decisions or recognize maybe that they are in jeopardy or being groomed from being on your platform. That's the difference. So what it told me is she didn't want to put an age limit on her other channels because she did not want to detour young girls from coming to her channel because that's predominantly what comes. Because they look up to her as an influencer. They look up to her as an influencer. And I'm telling you, as I'm seeing this, I kid you not, I saw 2 notes. Hold on. I saw 2 comments in the chat that said, I'm so sad because I don't look like you. I want to be just like you. I'm not as thin as you. I'm depressed. What? You know, those comments had to be made by young kids. Am I right or am I wrong? It was incredible to me. She sees these things. She sees these things and she doesn't want to put an age limit on it. So she has shut down her Discord. She says she's not going to open it up. But she is not going to do anything about her YouTube or her Twitch. I'm assuming that's her primary streams of income. And I'd be willing to bet you bottom dollar that that is occurring in her other platforms as well. Because the people that are doing that are well aware of what her community is primarily consisted of. And they can probably do the research to find that out. Don't you think? Hello, Fields of Grace and LMS and Francesca D'Onofrio. Is that all we've got here right now? Or is my chat just not moving? It doesn't look like it's moved for a few minutes. Somebody help me out. The last comment I've got here is from Francesca D'Onofrio saying, yes, please. What am I not seeing? So basically, we spoke about it in our last live. Hopefully that may, I think this is it now. Okay. We spoke about it in our last live about the situation, which has only been 2-3 weeks ago or so. And I feel like maybe that stirred or helped. Listen, I'm not going to take the credit that is the thing that kicked things up. But maybe that stirred enough of something up that I'm hoping it helps somebody go forward. I hope. Being that this talk has been out there for a while. And she even said she had addressed it a year or 2 ago. So if it was addressed a year or 2 ago and nothing got done till recently, that's my question. I just wish she would put stronger age restrictions on her channel. What is your opinion? You know, I didn't want to put a trigger on there tonight, but yeah. I guess I just didn't have very much of an audience tonight for Eugenia Cooney. But I really wanted to dive a lot into the environment of our community tonight, see how all of you are doing. And I was hoping people would come for the drawing that I've been talking about for weeks. Hello, Vintage. How are you? How are you doing? So happy to see you. Happy to see you. But that was the news about her. And I don't know if any of you have seen No. You know, yeah. The person has a disorder, very, very thin, beyond thin, beyond thin. And men were coming as asking to be moderators on our channel, and we're trying to connect with young girls and talking them up and being sweet, not letting the young girls know they were grown men. Now you get the picture, Francesca. It's not good. And people had been warning her about it as the creator, and now we have victims. And I'd spoken about it a couple of weeks ago, nothing ever been done. Now she's closed down one of her platforms where it was prevalent because people came forth. No, it's okay. She has a disorder with food. She looks like a skeleton almost. She's pretty, but she really needs help. She's got a disorder, and all the kids gather to watch her. She shows clothes and stuff. Her picture was on my thumbnail, but basically she's the thinnest person you could ever imagine, and then think thinner than that. So it's bad. She needs help, and girls admire her beyond and try to see if they can become that thin, and it is not healthy. It is hospital necessitated to go to the hospital thin. Let's put it that way. We can't say certain words on here. That's why I say ED for disorder. I got to eat after I get through here. So little girls gravitate. Teenagers gravitate. You know how obsessed young girls are with diet and exercise and stuff like that to the extreme. And she was helped a few years ago and was looking better. Now she's back to where she was and doesn't think she needs help and makes YouTube videos consistently and does makeup and change. Some of the bigger YouTubers were involved with her and friends with her, and it is poor thing, but she's one of the bigger YouTubers on here. Huge. Well known. It's not like us little YouTubers. I mean, she's bigger than all the YouTubers you probably are aware of. And it's sad. So, and I guess that the girls and the teenagers think it's fine to be that way because she's been around for years and she's on YouTube. She's big. She's got all these subscribers. Tons and tons and tons and tons, beyond tons. Yeah. So the bad guys are going to jump on her train and try to slip in the dark to take advantage of the kids that come. That's even worse. That's even the worst part. So there needs to be an age restriction on all of her platforms just to keep the younger viewers safe, in my opinion. Hi, Adam Harris. So happy to see you. I put all the people in here for the drawing. I've got extra slip of paper in case I missed anybody. I was just writing away, trying to get everybody in there that I'd seen in the comments that I knew come on the regular. So that was what that was about. I mean, it's kind of good news. At least one of the platforms is not allowing the predators to creep in. Now, if she will just please have an age restriction on the other two. I mean, her thought about, well, they can just go over to the kiddie channels and victimize those kids, so what's the point in putting an age restriction on my other two platforms? because all the kids come to your channel. At least save yourself and save the ones that come to your channel. That's the point, right? Oh, thank you, Francesca. Look, I don't want to see any more kids get hurt. I mean, I'd like to see Eugenia get better, but she's got to decide that. But I don't want to see any more kids get hurt. I don't want them hurt on my channel. But the things I talk about in general, for the most part, don't interest kids. For the most part. And, I'm not doing anything on my channel, for the most part, that is going to bother a kid. And if I am, I usually try to put not for adults. Not for adults, not for children on mine. Yeah, I that's what I want. I don't want people treated cruelly. Like, see if we can clean it up, some of the hate, cruelty, and protect children, teenagers. It's never going to be 100%. We can't clean up everything 100%, but we can do our best to do our due diligence, right? Each individually. We can try to help the best we can. If it were my platform and I knew that moderators on my channel or viewers on my channel were targeting other viewers or kids or teenagers on my channel, I would be horrified. Horrified. Especially if someone brought any of it to my attention and I did not walk through Hades backwards to try to stop it somehow. You get me? Especially as a mom. But just as a human being, no view, no click, no anything is worth it. It's not. So, just putting that out there in the universe for anybody that is hearing me, any creator, any viewer, anything. Let's be diligent ourselves and keep our eyes out, keep our feels out to try to be aware or protective, right? That's all I'm saying. And just that I heard, it's a small thing. It's a tiny thing. But just that I heard, and I hate from the bottom of my heart that a victim had to happen for her to even become fully cognizant and that there's more speaking to her. But just that I heard that one of the platforms has stopped the most prevalent of them, so it stops the predators from doing this, made me feel like, yes, some tiny something is making a difference. So that's why I had to update all of you. I didn't want to make it about ED and beat that horse again, or even, beat the whole Eugenia Cooney needs help thing again, because only Eugenia Cooney and her family at this point and divine intervention can get her the help she needs. And I hope it's sooner than later. And my love and prayers go out to them. That's it. I fought it when I was earlier. I fought it when I was younger. So it's not like I'm not aware of what it's like to have that. Hello, Anaguera. Hey. So I don't want to beat a dead horse any longer. I'm not out to get her. So I didn't want to make it about that again. But I do want people to be aware that, there's more going on behind the scenes of all this YouTube stuff than us just clicking on what's going on now, right? So let's be mindful. And it said, here's an idea. Why don't the internet community come up with some kind of ID program to protect everyone on the internet, plus weeds out predators and bullies, everything else you need to provide? Because I feel like I think the internet community, maybe at some point they will, but it keeps, the internet and what's going on out there, it keeps changing all the time. It keeps growing bigger and change, just like our phones, right? Every year the phones get more advanced. They get more advanced. They make people have to buy a new phone that does something bigger, better, different. Make sure Aniguera is in the thing. Bigger, better, different, faster, right? We can't keep up. So just like on the YouTube and all these new apps and things that are going on, I told you I spoke to some of I go to YouTube school. That's what I call it, once a week. And it is literally YouTube school, for lack of better. And I asked some of these guys that are up there with YouTube, why can't you do some of this with the creators that are always like going nasty with each other, doxing each other, going after each other, all that stuff? Hi, Jaspers. Thank you for coming here. And they said, well, sometimes the creators are in on it together and going, hey, when I go on, I'm going to do this. Just to let you know. And the other one's like, yeah. And we're going to go at it, right? They're like, creating drama. So their pages blow up and they get clicks and views. But then you have YouTubers really going at it for real. And you can feel the tension and the stress and it's palatable. You can see it, you can feel it, and it's not good for us. I did a whole show on it. It is not good for us, the viewers. We just went through a whole pandemic, and it's not entirely over. Some of us have PTSD. We don't even realize it yet. We don't even realize it because all of the dust hasn't settled. We've all gone through, we've lost people, we've been sick, we've had financial stress, relationships, pick one. One of us can relate to one of them, and this is all in real life, at our homes. Some people lost homes. So when you get on here, on the YouTube world, on the internet world, pick wisely. Pick for your well-being. Pick for your health. Don't go where it's stressful and heavy and hot and it's affecting you when you shut the computer down. Or it's got you all tanked up. That's your choice, but I'm saying pick wisely, right? But that being said, YouTube, at the bottom line, is money. Money. So who is it going to boil down to, Adam? Us. So either somebody out there that does IT, somebody creative or inventive or smart or comes up with a certain kind of app that's free to families or that's not going to change next year when they change the computers and it suddenly doesn't match, right? Where they change and upgrade and do all this stuff where the ID thing doesn't work anymore. It's going to be up to us to monitor our kids and be careful what they watch and watch them. It's up to us. Bottom line, it's up to us. Because who is it going to matter the most to us as individuals, as families? So I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it happen. But ultimately, it's us. We've got to take responsibility and accountability and advocate for ourselves and our friends and our families and our neighbors and decide what's acceptable to us, what's not. When we decide, okay, we don't want to see that, we don't want to watch that, we don't want to hear that, guess what? A lot of it will disappear. That's how we control it. In my opinion, I think. I mean, I hope there are other ways to do it. Yeah. But on a happy note, we've covered a little bit of the Britney Spears stuff. Brit. That's what I call her around here, Brit. I don't know if any of you saw, I've been watching her IG, and for the longest time I was like, girl, why you keep spinning? Why you keep spinning? You're making me dizzy. Do something else. Why you keep spinning? Until I understood what was going on. Adam says, I agree with you 100% in trying to think of different solutions to improve the technology and the internet. Yeah, you're smart. I agree with you. I don't know all the stuff about internet. I just know it keeps changing. And my husband's an IT guy. And he keeps chilling. I'm like, why can't they do this? He goes, because they keep changing everything every year. LMS says, I stopped watching all the celebrity news bloggers. Thus, the environment is too toxic. I stick with my happy YouTube channels, Misty Flower Monkeys, Save a Fox, and for substance, Ari, love your channel. Oh, thank you so much, LMS. I appreciate it. I need to check out those other ones. Misty Flower Monkeys and Save a Fox. Those sound good. I didn't get that involved in the Britney thing until it started clicking what was happening to her. Then I did, because, as a psychotherapist and all that stuff, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what are they doing to her? So, I was scrolling and I caught it on one person's channel, and then they said it was on their boyfriend's IG, and then I saw it there, and then he erased it, and then I found it again. She was singing in the car, driving. Honey, she's on her way to being happy, and she is Brit, and you cannot tell me they haven't had her on some funny medication at times. You cannot tell me. She sounds like herself. She sings like herself. Let me play it. You got to hear it. I should have put it on my thumbnail, but you got to hear it. I don't know if you were ever a Britney fan. I'm not too old, but it wasn't, when I was a teenager. It was more like when my little boy loved her. But here you go. Wait. I mean, I love some of her music. Don't get me wrong. I'm not too old for her music. But you know what I'm saying. I didn't have her posters on my wall. Be that as it may, listen. You've got to hear. I had goosebumps. Okay, I want to thank Spears Iconic for catching the video. Let me know if you can see it. Wait a minute. I didn't hear all of it. Could you? Okay. Could you hear it? Tell me if you could hear it. Could you hear her singing? Can anybody tell me? Oh no. Let me see if I can turn it up. Look, I just think it was amazing. Oh, hello, Miriam. Welcome to Atlanta. I'm going to try to see if you can hear it one more time. Let me see if I can get the volume. Times you made me cry, you had me so confused. Tired of trying to leave behind this. What's a girl to do? Yeah. Ah, you are right. I was on mute. What am I going to do without you guys? I have such ding dong moments sometimes. I would be lost. Let's try this one more time, Dana. Try it again. Times you made me cry, you had me so confused. Tired of trying to leave behind this. What's a girl to do? Yeah. Did you hear that? Were you able to hear that? Good. Look, there was a little more of it where she was telling him, yeah, I wrote that one. This is my favorite. I think it was called Lonely. That is the first time that she has sang where people could hear it in over 2 years. Hey, Steve, can you believe it? Now you're going to sit there and tell me, and she's driving. She's driving. and she's singing and she's telling him about that song, and that's a person that needs to have somebody control their whole life and be under conservatorship, say, hey, no. And today, one of her bodyguards, I just found out earlier, and I sent it to Emily D. Baker, if she didn't already know, came forth. I think he was her bodyguard from 7 years ago or so. He came forth and alleged they were feeding her medication. They were feeding her medication that after she was made to take it, she was talking to the planets and saying a bunch of weird things that she wasn't saying before they gave her the medication. And then she would be filmed and stuff like that. And they would have to, if someone visited her, they would have to go through the visitors' bags and all of this other stuff. I'll have to find that video, but I think I put it on my Twitter. He came forward, people. Anyway, I just had to update a couple of things. But in the midst of, those were my updates and my rants on Dear Dana. Please like and subscribe. And while I've got some of you here, I want to ask you about Wednesday. I had someone mention to me they'd like us to break down George Michael. And we just did Heath Ledger. And I've got something funny to tell you, too. If you weren't viewing Heath Ledger on Wednesday, I've got this beautiful little film that Steve M put together that as soon as my daughter tells me how, I'm going to post it. It's gorgeous. Thank you again, Steve M and Jenny, for backing him up on that. Gorgeous. Thank you. That I need to post that video. I love it. But anyway, a little funny thing, spiritual thing I have to tell you. Anyway, someone is very interested, or a couple of people, in George Michael. And someone else thinks maybe we should break down Erica Jane. I'd like your opinion in the chat and in the comments. Who you would like me to spiritually and psychologically kind of tell the story of and break apart. This is your channel too. I'm here to serve you. I may have my own background or degrees or gifts, spiritual, psychological, whatever, but I'm here to serve you. So you let me know. I'd like to know what you want. Tell me, okay? But I'll tell you about the Heath Ledger thing. I loved diving into him. I wanted to know, I wanted to see if I could clue in. Yeah, they have taken advantage of her. And she got to drive her car. She loves driving her car because she feels free. She had not been allowed to drive her car. And I think that attorney helped her to be allowed to drive her car. Put your butterflies and hearts in the chat. For Brit. Oh, Steve wants to hear about Chris Cornell. But anyway, we did Heath Ledger, and I dove into him. And I also wanted on a spiritual level to try to connect and investigate about his death. So I did. And, I do a psychological breakdown, and I use the educated part of my mind. And I also meditate and go to a spiritual space and try to see what I can sense and feel and all of that stuff. And ultimately, I did not feel any thing that would dictate whatsoever suicide, period. And as I looked at all the information, because I know just enough about medicine to be dangerous, um, he had a lot of medications that had been prescribed to him. Heath Ledger she felt super free. You could see her driving fingernails on the steering wheel. Heath Ledger was just a blast of light. He was like a meteor exploding of energy and essence and soul, all of it. Always. And he always embraced and loved and uplifted people in all ways, creatively, emotionally, spiritually, all. But he never could shut off his brain. Never. And he barely ever slept, and he struggled with insomnia always. So he was prescribed a lot of drugs, medications to kind of help with that. And one would not want, or one would wear off, or he would, it would ebb off. You know how they'll give you a medication and it peters out? It seemed like it was that kind of thing. And he had therapeutic levels of different medications, overlapped. And they found 2 medications that had not been prescribed, but they said everything was at therapeutic level, but there was too many, including an antihistamine. And he had been overworked, overlapping 2 films, and had the flu. And my feeling and my sense and all the pieces and parts and puzzle bits together, his lungs were compromised. They were not working at the capacity with being sick and all the medications that would lower your lungs' capability to take in the air they needed. So it was just a really mind-opening, heart-opening experience for me to dive deep into him and present it to you. But that being said, when it was over, guys, I just had this feeling over me. And I didn't want to say it during the show. I didn't really want to go there. There was no big, he was killed, it was suicide, it was this, it was that. But I just kept feeling this essence, this feeling around me. And I didn't want to turn it into that kind of show. But I could just feel it. And Jenny could see this. She said she could see this look or this thing. She goes, "You were feeling it, weren't you?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." So long, I felt funny the whole night. I felt funny the next day, sad, flustered, reacting to things. I thought maybe I would, Anna, but I didn't. I absolutely didn't. He didn't want to be gone. He was still finishing he was on a second film. He was working on another film at the same time. No, because he had the option to say no to so many things. Why is everything becoming darker, Miriam? Aw. Get some rest and sending you healing, LMS. Sending you so much love. Hello, Black Lavender. So anyway, long story short, the next day, I was on the screen porch. And I see, yes, everyone, please send LMS healing and rest and light and love. And that she starts feeling better tomorrow. So anyway, I'm on my screen porch and I see my daughter get in her vehicle to leave. And I'm like, wait, where are you going? You didn't tell me you were leaving. And she said, I put you a note on your laptop because you're in the shower. I'm in the shower? I'm not in the shower. And she goes, well, the shower was on. And I said, you didn't just take a shower? She said, no, she's already in her car leaving. So I go in the house and walk back to my bathroom that's connected to my bedroom, and the shower's going with the door slid to, and the bathroom, like somebody's in my shower taking a shower. And nobody was home but my daughter and myself. And things are sort of moving around in the house. She can't find this other piece to her game that she just had in her hand. She can't find her phone. She's finding it in other places. So here's my message to you. Here has been my experience. Sometimes when I am able to connect with someone that has passed over, and I had no intention of that being a connection show. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes when I'm able to connect and I don't report what I'm picking up on from them directly, and I just go on about what I'm doing, things will happen until I say. Like if it's a message to a loved one or etc., etc. I've had one give me a coughing fit, like constantly coughing, until I pass on a message. This is not how I want to live my life. It's not what I do for a living. But this is how it goes. So, be that as it may, it was very unusual. It affected me for a day or two. So, I have to be more mindful when I do that kind of thing to treat it as if it were a reading, even though it's not a reading for someone, and create boundaries and prayers and blocks and stuff like that. Just long story short. But it was very unusual. My shower got cut on. All that was going on, my daughter thought I was in the shower and I'm outside. I should have treated it differently than I did when I started doing what I did. Yeah, and it's right. People pass and they are consistently saying they purposely took their life because they were miserable, or they were doing the dark night, or they were doing this or that or that. He was a method actor. He liked to immerse himself in the character so he could play the character right. But with Heath, where some actors will stay in that actor and not snap out of it for no reason whatsoever for the length of the entire movie, Heath Ledger would snap out of it when the day of acting was over. If he was going to dinner, if the movie was over and it was time to play around, he'd snap out of it. People. He'd have to get in the mindset of that, but playing the darkness of the Joker did not take his life. He was doing another movie at the same time. And he was halfway to 2/3 through the movie, the new movie. But he was doing too much, trying to finish one and do another. and travel from one place to London. I forgot where Batman was being done, but the new movie was being done in London. He left to go to Perth to see his family for Christmas, told his baby sister he was taking her to the UK to do that one movie while he's finishing Batman. Can you see what I'm saying? And while he's doing the movie in the UK, that's not Batman, on 2 hours of sleep at a time, hanging upside down in cold rain, he gets the flu. And he's taking all these medications to help him sleep that lower his immune system and suppress his lungs, suppress his capacity to get air. You see what I'm saying? Depresses lung system. And it says, I get it, Dana. Spirit decides what message is important for them to get out and what they want to say. But I respect you have to protect your energy, set boundaries. That's good. Oh, yes, Lord have mercy, I do. Yeah. I learned a long time ago when I didn't do that how it ran my life. Ran my life hard. And I absolutely do have to. I have to respect what they want. I didn't protect myself and set boundaries and do protection and prayer and everything before I did that show. I didn't do it like I should have. I didn't treat it as though it was like a reading because I wasn't looking at it like a reading because there wasn't a person here like I was doing a reading for them. You get what I'm saying? And that's not what I do for my livelihood. I have those abilities, but that's not what I do for my livelihood. Because it can be very draining for me. Oh, I see. It's spotty at the airport. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's interesting that happened, though. When I told my daughter, she goes, Mama, don't say that. But I mean, she's got the ways and abilities too, but she's going to have to learn. Because it can affect you emotionally. It can make you emotionally more vulnerable to things that typically wouldn't bother you so much. And it did that to me. It made me emotionally more vulnerable to things that would not typically bother me so much. And I have to be watchful of that. Because the next day I had a little bit of a meltdown to things that typically would not bother me so much. And I had to regroup. Because that's not me. You understand? But anyway, I'm going to drop the link. I want to know how all of you are doing. I truly want to know, how are you doing in your life? This is a check-in. And then we're going to do, I'm going to start pulling names here for the giveaway. We'll have to schedule, and I'll have to spread out because, I have to protect my energy, and I teach classes and that stuff too. But yeah, I do want to know how you all are doing. And then I'm going to start drawing names. And we'll do it again in the future. So, tell me, I know that Miriam is at the airport trying to fly home from a vacation. I would like to have a vacation one day here soon. I'm hoping that we can take a quick trip somewhere, maybe, when it gets cooler. I can't take the heat and the humidity in Georgia after it's been raining for a week. Makes it worse. And Aguera, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How are you emotionally doing? You don't have to come up. You can tell me how you're doing in the chat if you don't want to come up. Black Lavender, how are you doing? And do you want to be in the drawing? Are you already gone? I just don't know. And everybody, like I said, drop in the comments underneath the channel who you would be interesting. I'm not speaking the English. Who you would be interested in us doing a deep dive in. Alive or dead. Some people really like the fact we're going to people that have passed away that maybe we don't know enough about, or maybe we question how they've passed to see if I can use everything in my toolbox to pick it apart, and maybe, we can all look at it together. Remember, I said this is your community too. We got the bees and the butterflies. Anthony Bourdain. I didn't think about him. I liked him. He could. He would seem like one that you might be a little intimidated by at times. You know what I mean? But like maybe he's hard on the outside and a marshmallow on the inside. Oh, we have Miriam. Whoa, look at her. Hey, woman.
Yeah, we're gonna board soon. Can you hear me through the mask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get home earlier than you think.
No, I don't think so. We're on time. The flight will take off at 9. So we get
Uh,
in New Jersey around 11 and then get an Uber. Oh, God help me.
well, at
Yeah,
least you had
that's
some
so good.
fun. Better than
Oh,
driving.
oh yeah. Never
Yeah,
driving.
because
Yeah.
when we
I
go to
just want
Florida,
to,
we drive.
oh gosh. So hot in there. Damn, my hair was terrible. Was fried. I am fried.
Tell them it's humid, is it not?
You know,
In
for
Atlanta?
Florida weather, no, in Atlanta, I don't know. We didn't go out.
Okay.
I'm in the airport. But in Florida, the weather was okay. It wasn't over 90. It was in the 80s, which is good.
Whoa. It was
Yeah,
it was 90 here.
yeah, we lucked out. Yeah, I just wanted to say hi to everyone and to you.
Thank
And
you.
I will watch the rerun and
Okay.
maybe we recap this live.
What'd you think about Britney singing though?
I loved it. I feel like she is finding her voice. She's getting, finally, they're telling her what she really can do. And, more power to her. I feel like she's going to be liberated soon. And I can't wait for her to love. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like
I
now
cannot
your
wait.
eyes are like, whoa, this is worse than we thought.
It's happening. It's happening. It is happening, Brittany. We
Yeah.
will free you. Good vibes to Brittany.
And then Cher put up today, as soon as everything settles and she's free, that she's taking her to that island and she can have all the ice cream she wants.
Oh, I want ice cream. That's great. Oh my God, that's great. I hope we see the end of this soon because
Yeah.
this is unthinkable. This is like it's a legalized form of kidnapping, period.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
it's going to make a difference across the country. I really do feel that
oh
about a
yeah.
law being changed.
And she will be in Congress one day talking about her experience and um promoting like change.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brittany, she's gonna make a difference too. I think she is
Mm-mm-mm.
already because everybody's like, oh my God, anyone can have conservatorship over me. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's scary.
It is scary.
Good thing
Yeah,
I'm
my
broke.
love. I let you guys go. I will keep listening till we go to the flight.
Okay.
Okay? Bye
Bye.
guys.
Yes, Anna says, I'm going through a spiritual transition, trying to process the last 10 years, but especially the last 5, trying to heal, elevate my soul, pray for others to heal in the world. Tough sometimes, but grateful. I get you, and I'm sending you light and healing. I understand what you're saying in a different way, probably, I mean, we all have our own personal stories to tell, and I bet if we all sat down and told our stories, we would all deeply feel for one another. Oh yeah, Miriam said her Anthony Bourdain's death crushed her soul. There's Dorit. Welcome, Dorit. Up. Hello, Dorit.
Hi, Dana. How are you?
How are you, beautiful?
I'm doing great. Thanks a lot.
I'm happy to
Well,
have you here.
thank you. So you're talking about you. I just jumped in. I saw your header was about Eugenia.
Yeah, we started with that, and then I played Britney singing in the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say something about Eugenia Cooney.
Okay.
It is frightening to
Yeah.
see how many followers she has and how many want to be like her.
It's I was telling them that a few weeks ago I did the show on her on ED and Anna. We have to shorten it for YouTube. And my daughter had brought to my attention. She had Discord as a platform, YouTube, and Twitch. And there had come to light that there were men pretending to be younger, and they were mods on her channel and acting as viewers on her channel, and they were victimizing young, mainly females, and grooming them.
Right. Uh, I want to cry. And I don't understand why her family, especially her mother, who is really uh, cheering her on,
Hmm.
how is that possible? And what kind of mother is she? Is it all about the money with her?
Um, it seems so. It seems the mental health of the family and money are both intertwined. I mean, I don't know anything else to say because the mother's heavy set. I've seen
Exactly.
a glimpse of the brother. Eugenia seems to be the only one in this physical condition. And she went her friends against her will, had her under 5150, and she got help. She started getting better, and she came on with Shane Dawson. You know who he is?
Of course I do.
And she would he would interview her and bring her stuff, and they did this whole collab. She was wearing long clothes as though she was ashamed for people to see her looking healthier.
And I don't understand the companies that endorse her and have her model their clothes. What is that?
She has got a bazillion viewers. It's money. It's viewership.
Well, she's not going to live much longer like this. It's not, I don't think it's possible. I
I
mean,
mean,
she's slowly killing herself and she just doesn't get it.
I've started noticing little physical twitches and glitches in her speech where she'll repeat words or her hand will do things and she has to hold her hand. I'm starting to notice tiny things, and I don't go there to purposely watch, but if it goes through my feed and I get some indication of something's changed, I'll try to see what it is. I don't watch the whole video, and there are little changes going on, and it's disconcerting. And you click down, and the little girls are like, "I'm so sad because I'm not as thin as you," and you're like, "Oh my gosh."
Exactly. She's got too many followers that want to look like her. And I think it's an epidemic when you see how many thousands and thousands that do watch her and
Yeah,
want to be like her. You know, if you do check in on her and you see all her followers, it scares me to death. I don't, you know, my daughter doesn't watch it. My daughter happens to be overweight, thank God, because when I see this, let my daughter eat. You know,
yeah.
I'd rather her be heavy than having to deal with this.
But that's why it's like earlier, Adam was like, can't we develop some kind of app or something that stops the bullying and stops this kind of thing where we can protect the kids? But I told him technology changes and moves so fast that it's
Well,
difficult. It's up to us.
she doesn't want help. That's the whole thing. And
No, but I'm talking about our kids.
our kids, you have to talk to your children, and that's the whole thing. You have to be very involved in their lives, and you have to notice what they're doing. If they're going to the bathroom too much, if they're binging, you have to realize, you know, if you see them binging and going to the bathroom, you have to realize what they're doing. Um, I really think it has a lot to do with the parents and keeping an eye on their children.
Yeah, but kids
Because
can be very clever at it too.
they're
So,
very they're very clever at it. But if you keep a close eye on your child, I think you can pick up on it.
but even more than that, I'm talking about they need to watch what they watch as much
Right.
as possible. But you can't if they've got phones. You can't even that. You can't unless you put something on their phone or it's hard. It's hard. It's hard.
They are very sneaky. Um, there was a show, and I don't remember the name of it, but it was about bulimia. And it was a woman, she was married, and her husband had no idea that she was doing it. And she would throw up into a Ziploc bag and keep it in a box in her closet.
Oh yeah, I heard
And
something
at
about
the
that.
end of every week, she would take it all out of the closet and then go in her car, look for a dumpster in a food chain store or a parking lot of a supermarket and dump it. Did you see that?
I heard about that. Yeah. Mm.
So, and he had no idea. But she was throwing up blood. You get stomach problems from it. I mean, there's all kinds of side effects from this.
Yeah.
And I'm just really upset with Eugenie. I really am.
But I mean, she's just so far out in it, and she lives with parents, so I'm just as upset with them.
Right.
But you know, my main message tonight was about she locked down one of her platforms, so that YouTube's not going to do anything about her channels, and she's not going to get help till she's ready for help. But we have to protect the children being victimized by the people taking advantage that she has this viewership, you know, and they're coming to groom kids
Why doesn't YouTube take her channel down? I don't
because
understand it.
she's not being technically offensive. She is not, in their eyes, doing anything bad.
She's doing, oh my God, nothing bad. How about influencing our young children today to be anorexic?
Well,
That's
we
not a
can't.
good thing.
Well, she's not telling them to. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a slippery slope.
Yeah. Well, that's all I had to say. That I'm really worried about
Yeah.
her and I'm worried about the children that she's influencing. And it's just very sad all the way around.
I mean, you go on Reddit, you go look in all her comments. There are, I would guarantee you, there are thousands upon thousands that have made comments and nothing has changed.
Nothing.
Nothing. So she's on that slippery slope where she's not doing anything for them to take her down.
Right.
And eventually, I'm just afraid she's going to be doing a show and not be there. So
I don't know. Maybe someone should start a petition.
they have,
Oh, they have.
yeah, it didn't work.
It didn't work either. Okay, so we have to live with it.
Yeah,
And um, I guess once a lot of children start dying, something will be done about it. But then it'll be too late.
I mean, it's again, it's that they'll say, well, how can we directly blame her? Because
Exactly.
it's a parent's responsibility.
Exactly. It's always the parents' responsibility. But
Yeah,
if you see your children getting thinner and thinner and they're playing around with their food, they're not eating, I mean, that's a pretty good sign.
yeah. So I mean, we just have to advocate and take care of things on our end.
Like I said, my daughter was always a chubby little kid, and I watched what she was eating and how much, and she always wanted more, and it was a struggle with that. So if it was the opposite, it would also be a struggle, but I would be proactive. And I think a lot of parents are walking around with blinders on.
But see, it's also an illness. When it gets to a certain place, it's an illness. So then
Right.
you need to seek them help. You know.
Exactly. You need to be proactive with your children. A lot of parents are busy today. They're working, they don't have time, but you need to watch your children. You need to be aware of what your children are doing and who they're with and who their friends are. And it's just, you have to be responsible.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your children will go off and do whatever they want to do. I was a very strict parent. You know, I usually had all the kids in my house so I can keep an eye on everybody.
See,
I was I was one of those. I was a helicopter mom.
I'm as strict as I can be, but now in this world, like my daughter's a teenager. Now she started college this year, finally. I mean, I say finally, it's just the only year she could. She did it in the midst of a pandemic online. But that being said, you know, I was raising mine when you didn't use a belt, you didn't spank, you couldn't do that.
Mine's 30 years old, and it was the same thing. I have to tell you a funny story. She came home one day. She was 7 years old from school, and she says to me, "My body is my own, and if you hit me, I am going to call DIFUS on you. Back east, it's DIFUS."
Uh,
And I looked at her and I said, "Oh, really? And who told you this?" "We learned it in school. My teacher told me." "Okay." I said, "Well, let me put it to you this way. If you ever dare try to call DIFUS, I'll take the phone for you. I'll call them for you. Then I'll pack up your clothes. And when they come, I'll hand you over with your suitcase, and you're never coming back. I will never take you back home. How about that?" She never ever brought it up again.
yeah. I would be like, I think you mentioned it once. I was like, here, call him.
Yeah, that's what I said. Call him. I said, "I'd be more than happy to turn you over. But you're no piece of cake to raise. So there you go. Goodbye."
But I mean, all the kids have phones. All the kids, so it's very different.
She had a cell phone when she was around 9, 10 years old. When back then you didn't have, in the 90s, you didn't have cell phones.
Yeah,
And but when they did come out, I did get her one because I worked a lot of hours. I was a single mom, and I just wanted her to have a phone so she could reach me in case of anything.
right.
And so she's had a phone since she was around 9, 10 years old. Yeah, but thank God she was a good kid, and she did what every kid does. Always try to get away with something. Or mom's working tonight, party in my house. And
But
then
I'm
I have
just,
my neighbor calling me up. Oh, I just want to let you know there are 25 kids in your house drinking, and
but
they're
they,
out in the backyard.
but they have access to the world now.
Oh, yes. Back then it was MySpace. It wasn't Facebook. I don't know if
Yeah,
you remember MySpace. And they
I
would go
never
on
used it.
and make an announcement. Party at my house, mom's at work. Yeah, but I had my friends police her account and they'd call me up, or my neighbor would call me up, and I'd have to leave work. I was in management, so I could leave. And I just sneak attack and get rid of all the kids and punish her. And one time the police was there because they were rowdy and they were out in the yard drinking and carrying on. She put me through it, believe me. But I was an on hands parent.
Yeah,
I didn't let her get away with it.
man,
And
we
the
all do, don't we? Put our parents through it, and our kids put us through it. And
no, I never did what she did to me to my parents. Never. But it was a different era back then.
yeah. Well, do you want to be part of the drawing?
Excuse me?
We're doing a drawing
Okay.
for all the subscribers. We're doing a drawing for 1 hour meditation, guided meditation, but it's per have to do uh, brain glitch. We have to do it by appointment. 1 hour guided meditation, 1 hour hypnosis, or 1 hour therapeutic reading.
Okay.
You don't have to.
I'll do it.
Okay. But I'm putting everybody's name in the pot that's a subscriber, and that tonight's a drawing night.
Oh, all right. I have to tell you, I tried to be hypnotized and I
Yeah.
can't be. Doesn't work for me.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm one of those you can't put under. I don't know why.
Maybe your brain's too busy. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
Well, we'll have to see what
I'm a
happens.
Gemini. I'm a Gemini. I got two thoughts going on at all times.
My brother's a Gemini.
Can he be hypnotized?
He says he can't.
No,
I've
I
never
went to a
tried with him.
hypnotist. I went to one to stop smoking, and it didn't work.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like he thought he had me under, and then I looked at him. I go, "I'm up. You didn't. It doesn't work. Whatever you did." He was,
well, see,
oh my god.
when you're under hypnosis, you're really in control. If you have to come out, you can anytime you want to. Really,
Uh huh.
it's not like they put you out like somebody gave you a drug and you're passed out.
Right.
And sometimes when it's smoking, it takes more than one time because you have to really want to quit.
I really, really wanted to quit, but I think I just didn't relax enough
Yeah,
or trust the man to put me under.
yeah. And
I think you
sometimes,
have to be very trusting.
yeah, you do. And sometimes just practicing conscious breathing over a period of time gets you set up more for it. And conscious
Hmm.
breathing is just inhaling through your nose, holding it for 4, and breathing slowly out for 4. It's pace.
Hmm.
And when you do that for a little while over time, then it's like the first steps to meditation, basically. You know,
Right.
it's like priming your gears.
Well, I'll try.
But we're about to do the reading here shortly, so we'll see.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming up to read.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Would anybody else like to come up? Tell me how you're doing. I really want to connect with you guys and let me know how you're feeling, how you're doing. And Aquarius says she's a Gemini too. My brother and I are close, but he is like the Energizer Bunny most of the time. And things are sort of black and white with him. There's not a lot of gray with him. I wouldn't say he's the most spiritual person, but he's one of the best people I know. Would anybody else like to come up? I'll drop the link, and if not, we will go on to the drawings. And again, like I said, you can drop me comments and let me know who you would like us to break down and find clues about on our Wednesday show. It can be someone that's passed over or currently here. Sometimes it's fun. Oh, yeah, Anna. Sometimes it can be fun to look at people that have passed. Yeah, Dorit does have good points. And I know she's not the Dorit. I mean, her name is Dorit, but her voice kind of reminds me of Dorinda a little bit. When I hear her voice, she reminds me a little bit of Dorinda from the New York Housewives. Just her voice. So when I first heard her come up ever on Adam, I used to think she was Dorinda, but I knew she wasn't because it said Dorit. Yeah, but I love that you came up, Dorit, Frank. I was like, ooh, she's on my channel. So, does anybody want to tell me how you're doing or no? Or are you just ready for the drawing? You just want me to get to it? I can do that if you want. Everybody's quiet. I guess I can do it. Since nobody's answering and I don't want to keep talking to myself. Oh, you're Hall? Okay, come on up, Vintage. You always make me smile. I got your name in here, too. I'm not looking. My glasses aren't on, so I can't read them anyway. I did it in Chicken Scratch. Go ahead and call. You can tell us how the butterfly garden's going. And you can keep me company while I draw. Kim and Jenny are not here currently. Oh, while I'm on here, I'm a mod on Tisa Tales. I love and adore her. Here comes Vintage.
Oh.
Look at Vintage. She always makes me laugh.
I was expecting to come in right away.
Ooh.
I don't know. I do not know why, but I don't know if you can see my hair is just growing up.
Well, that's just because you have to train it with a brush.
This year I turned 38. It should not, there's no training that should go in place.
You get a vented brush. Well, I mean, I don't do it with mine because it's long now. But you get a vented brush, and while you're blow drying it, you just use your vented brush.
Oh, a vintage brush.
Vented. Vented. Not a vintage.
Really?
I'm vintage.
I can't just wear a giant yarmulke or something?
Your name is Vintage, but I'm the vintage one. How is the garden going?
So, we actually have something going with Bronx Bounded Books. So we're going to start hosting events, and I'm going to see if whether or not I can teach kids to bind their own sketchbooks.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so considering that it's still the season, we can actually get the kids to grab whatever, like rosemary or thyme, and then you just press it in the book, and then you can.
Oh,
that's my secret plan. But I don't know. Like every time I write a proposal, and then I have to go and present it, it's really ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah.
But is there anything left from the other?
Well, I still have the painting, so tomorrow I'm going out. So this is Naomi's painting. She did not like it, so she actually wants to do some stuff around it. So she told me specifically I'm not allowed to hang it up until she's there.
Okay.
I love when an 8-year-old tells me what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Here's the other one.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, this was done last week. So, and then there's this one.
They sound like tiles.
Yeah, these are. It's actually just it's wood.
Yeah.
So I just got to drill some holes in it and then put some shellac on top, and they're good to go.
Oh, that'll be so cool.
Right?
So good work with that. Yeah. But I bet you could get some supplies donated.
Oh yeah, that's what the proposal's for. So, haha, I already planned ahead. So, I actually made a list and did an invoice and then gave it to them with the proposal, so they already knew what they had to expect. So
Right.
there's no like, ha, ooh, haha, got it.
Yeah. That would be awesome for the kids. Great
Yeah.
news.
Well, also, this is gonna sound really strange, but I got in touch with someone who farms a whole bunch of pumpkins. So we're gonna have pumpkins for our Halloween event, which is gonna be really cool.
That will be so nice.
Yeah.
What a great thing for the kids.
Yes, definitely. I'm really stoked.
I think that that's really awesome. And if you have a community thing on Facebook, like if you, we have a Facebook marketplace local.
Hmm.
Sometimes you can post up there, and different companies will want to get in on it just to get the free press.
Yeah, I was thinking about. Oh wait, why am I echoing?
I don't know, because you're vintage.
Oh,
I don't hear it.
oh, maybe it's just me. Okay. I was thinking about doing something like that, just expanding Bissell Gardens on Facebook or anything like that, just so more people are aware of it, because
Yeah,
I think that'd be that just cool.
yeah. That's awesome news. I love it.
Yes, yes.
So now you're going to help me do the drawings.
Oh, okay. Do I have to like do anything? Can I just keep sitting here?
You can print the names of the winner. You may end up being a winner. I don't know, but you can print them down in the chat. So when they go back and read the chat,
Okay, got it. I'm on. I got it.
they'll know that they won. I'm going to pick 3 winners,
All
and
right.
they can come back and tell me what they wanted.
Oh, hey, I'm in the comments section.
Yeah, because you're pulled up to chat.
Okay, well, I'm doing it. Jeez.
Okay.
All right.
Feisty Canadian.
Ooh, feisty Canadian.
She's a winner. If she does not come forth this week.
But I've never seen feisty Canadian. Is that like code for JC Bear? He's
No,
Canadian.
no, she put it down in the comments.
Oh, okay.
And I'll have to make sure she's subscribed, but she's put it down in the comments.
Okay.
So, I told people to comment too under the channel. Because everybody doesn't always come up in the chat. Some people are shy. You know
Well,
what I mean?
you have a lot of intimate topics, and sometimes people get a little, it's a thing.
I have a lot of what?
What? What?
Intimate topics?
Yeah, intimate topics, like ones that palpitate.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right, ready?
Jenny M won. Okay.
Come on, paranormal witch.
Steve.
Oh, that's just as good.
Steve M won. See? He's the only Steve I ever see.
You go, Steve.
Steve Jenny. Feisty Canadian.
You feisty Canadian.
I'm assuming all of them want something. If Feisty Canadian doesn't want it, she can give it to a friend.
Oh no, Frio.
So it's Jenny M, Steve, and Feisty Canadian. When they have, I will be doing another giveaway at what number should we do another giveaway?
Why don't I thought it was about how many subscribers you got. So
Well,
maybe
I'm at 255.
oh. So why not that
500.
yeah, something like that.
Let's do it at 500. I'll do another giveaway.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. So everyone find a friend and recommend Dear Dana.
Also, I want to recommend Tisa Tales.
Oh.
She recently made me a moderator. She reads tarot. I don't read tarot. I'm just I'm an evidential psychic medium, but I don't do it for a living.
Oh, what's the difference between an evidential psychic medium? Because Eden does tarot. Like what?
My daughter does tarot. Oh, let me remind you. My daughter does tarot too. She's new at it. She does it cheap. But she's good, but she does it cheap. She's new at it, very cheap.
Oh, my daughter, she does it cheap.
Well, I mean, she's just beginning. So it just doesn't cost very much right now. She's on Instagram, but if you want my daughter to do it, let me know. Leave me a note in the comments or send me a DM. You want one?
I want one.
Okay, I'll tell her. But you're not on Instagram. How much? You may just send you an email or give her
email. Well, I'm supposed. I'll try to get Instagram. I'm just kind of weirded out by it.
Well, you don't have to talk to anybody. You can just get it and use it for chat, for messaging.
Really?
Yeah, you don't have to add friends or anything. You can just get it and add the friends you want to send messages to.
What if I get really competitive and I want like thousands of friends?
Well, then that's up to you.
I'm joking.
But a lot of people will get it just so they can send messages.
Yeah, that's what I would use it for. Well, it makes sense to me just to send like quick messages, but then, like I hear my friends are like, "Oh my god, I've got like 1,000 people," and I'm like, I'm confused.
A lot of people will use it just to chat, just to send like a text message sort of.
See, just with that sentence, I completely understand because I don't know many people.
Yeah, they'll just send like little DMs. Yes, if I get to 500, I will do another drawing and give away more.
What's a DM?
A direct message where people can't see. It's like a little text.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
It's just like a text.
Yeah. Again, like I know that I should know more about technology. I just don't.
The difference is you don't have their phone number.
I need someone's phone number?
No, but if you wanted to call them, you could call them straight through Instagram and you don't have their phone number.
I didn't know that. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like a fancy way of stalking.
No.
I know.
You can control it. You can block people and everything.
Oh, okay. I'm still so confused. Because I know, like, you block people that are aggressive or they, like...
Anybody you want to block, you block.
I'm still starting to understand what a troll is, so...
Anybody who's a butthead to you.
You could just, like, block them out of your life?
Yeah.
This is amazing. It's amazing it doesn't work in, like, a physical level. Like, I can't just...
It's a power thing!
Like, I suddenly don't see you. You don't exist.
I don't like you.
That's right.
My finger is... Left. My finger... You're out of this universe.
That happens, though.
It's sort of like that.
Fascinating.
You don't exist anymore.
So I was curious as towards what I loved the Heath Ledger episode. Yeah. Who are you thinking of doing next?
I don't know. That's why I was asking all of your opinions, because this is your channel too. I want to serve you. And it's like if a few people request the same thing, that's who I'll gravitate to. That's why I'm asking. So somebody said George Michael, and Steve said Chris Cornell, and somebody else, somebody said Erica Jane. I'm kind of over Erica Jane, sort of,
Kind of,
and
yeah.
she's alive. And somebody said Anthony Bourdain.
I love the idea of Anthony Bourdain.
So I'm asking for different people. Preferably nobody too dark.
Paul Walker.
So, oh yeah, Paul Walker. Hello, Shelly Marie. So, if anything happens like what happened after this Heath Ledger, when I didn't talk about, I was feeling him and didn't speak up, like my shower coming on and stuff. I don't know what that message was supposed to be about. Turning my shower on. What do you think? It got my attention.
It definitely did.
Edie goes, well, I left you a note because you were in the shower. What? No, I wasn't. And I thought she was hearing things. I go back there, my shower's on full blast, set on warm, steam's coming up, the shower door's shut, and I'm like, okay.
Is that like a sign?
It was like a sign, you didn't tell him I was around you, and you're talking on the computer there, and you're just talking about me, and you didn't say, hey, he's around right now. I did give it a go.
Wait, was that your Australian accent?
It was the best I could do in a crunch.
Is that a blue fluffy pen? Oh my gosh, you were so cute.
So bottom line is, I didn't speak up and let everybody know that I was feeling him as this was going on. I left it in more of a, let's talk about the life and times of Heath Ledger.
Well, I have a question actually, because
Yeah.
you mentioned when it began that you were actually like studying him or something, like you were watching some of his films. So I wonder if you're a medium, if like you're trying to channel something, because you become an instrument, like a vehicle through which a spirit can speak.
I'm a conduit. So I went from psychotherapists and psychologists as I was studying this stuff and trying to like crack the code to see if there was more to his death. And then I went into a meditative spiritual space to try to crack the code in the spiritual world to see if there was more to his death. And in doing so, apparently I connected further than I thought I did. So as I'm reporting all of this to you guys, I started feeling him. And instead of telling you I did, I just kept going.
That's really interesting.
And I didn't say anything about it, but it affected me for a good, that night, the whole next day, into the next morning.
So a conduit, you're like an instrument through which a spirit can travel?
It doesn't take over my body. Okay, let me put it that way. I don't let anything take me over.
Okay. That's so fascinating.
I'm like an outlet that you can plug into. So like a television works, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do I put it? Like if I do healing work, the energy moves through me, not of me.
No, that makes sense.
So when I can connect to energy of someone that's passed on, I'm connecting to their energy like a phone call. And I'm sensing and feeling them, but I don't let them take me over. That's no bueno.
No, that's why, because I'd never really heard the word conduit. Like, because usually it's like it's a different word, like, oh, I'm you know, I'm taken over by someone in a spiritual sense. Being a conduit is something quite different. So I was
And the reason why I won't allow it, and I will never allow it, because when I was being tested at university, and he decided he played a sneaky trick, a sneaky trick. Speak English, Dana. When Dr. William Roll played a sneaky trick, he didn't want to tell the whole story behind the test he was about to do. And he was about to do a mediumship type thing, and he didn't really want to say it was going to be that. And he had us all in a circle. And he wanted to see if, we'd all lost somebody. And he wanted to see if we could kind of sense the story behind somebody another person had lost. And he put it kind of in a light touch scenario.
okay.
So it wouldn't be frightening, it wouldn't be scary, we wouldn't really know what we were about to do. And he especially knew that after I'd been in there, I didn't want to be in there. I'd avoided it for a decade. I didn't even know that was what I was walking into. It said staff. And I didn't know he was teaching it. I thought somebody else was teaching it. And he was aging out. He'd aged out of being professor there, for lack of better. So anyway, when I got in there, I stayed. So he's doing this mediumship thing. We're in a circle.
Mhm.
And I felt this weird energy from this girl that was in there. And, you know how you can just feel this resistance? And I would say I didn't know her, but I think she sensed me more, and she knew Dr. Roll was interested in what I could do, and had this competitive energy with me. I didn't know her. I was a little older than her. She was her parents were from Indian descent, as in India, and I was always gracious to her, kind. So he wants to pick someone that has a story of loss. At that time, I had not lost my dad. I had not lost my son, any of that. So he chooses her, and I was like, oh, geez, here we go. So we're in this circle, and he wants us to meditate. And I'd already gotten a lot of things in that class, and I thought, okay, well, I'll do this. So I'm meditating deeply, and all of a sudden I connect. Like an arrow's trying to find a direction. Something in me just started getting that visual, those clips, like a mini movie, a connect. And I started seeing a clip of a guy at a dorm window with a lot of books, uh, very flustered with his knee up, and my hand kept doing this. It'd go up, it'd go down, it'd go up, it'd go down. I was like, what the heck? And a girl near me that knew I was she'd already been in tests with me. She knew I picked up on things too easy. She knew it was stressing me out. She kept putting my hand down real easy, right? Apparently, she knew some of the backstory. I didn't. And all of a sudden, I see the guy in color, and I could see he was like scruffling his hair, real distressed. He had a beer in his hand, and I could see the dorm room, and I kept getting like little visuals clipping back and forth
Wow.
of little things with her and things with him. And the next thing I know, I see him like rolling the clip on his gun. He was playing Russian freaking roulette. And then he killed himself.
Oh,
And I could feel everything he was doing. I was messed up for days. And I was upset, I was mad, I was depressed because I did not know what Dr. Roll was doing. I did not know I was going to pick up on all this. I did not know I was going to feel all of this. It made me sad, depressed, distraught, everything.
wow.
I mean, it messed me up for days because I never expected it, didn't know it was going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
It was like a cruel joke almost.
but it sounds like you actually were able to
Yeah. 100%. And then that girl that was like that with me broke down crying and said I'd hit it on the spot. Well, gee, thanks. Like she wanted to do it to really test me, right? Yeah. And the weird thing was, I had one of those phones, and it was it was a different phone, and for whatever reason, um, it was one of those cheaper throwaway phones, and it did have a flip on it because this was about Eden was 5 or 6 because I'd taken her to the class.
Mhm.
Um, an image of a guy. You know how your phone will creep in those colors when you have one of those phones?
Yeah.
Showed up on my screen.
Oh, I don't like this story.
Yeah, I don't like that story either.
Creepy.
And
That's
I'm 100%. I kid you not. I keep these at my desk.
yeah, that's really interesting. I feel like when especially when you're spiritual, uh
Yeah,
sometimes that kind of negativity like it attacks you even more than you thought it would. And so certain things like having crystals or certain kinds of things to protect are
yeah.
really important.
So I cherry pick helping people.
That's crazy.
I
Yeah.
cherry pick helping
Totally.
people. If people are in pain, or if people are in distress, or people that have good energy, or people, I cherry pick helping people. So now you understand why, right?
Absolutely.
Because not that that guy was bad, but that guy was deeply troubled, deeply troubled. And it's the girl that loved him that had that wacko whatever distress she had with me. I'm not saying she was wacko, but she was, just real. Um,
But I just feel like as a medium, sometimes you might take someone's negativity on yourself to
if you're,
cleanse them,
if if
and you don't know what they're bringing to the table. You don't know what demons they have or what they're bringing, and then you heal them, and then all of a sudden you feel like yeah, exactly as you said, you're going to feel a little like crap for a couple of days.
so, I have to be like extraordinarily careful because I have a child here and she's growing up, and I have MS.
I have a child in a mess.
You know what I mean? I try to resonate higher. I try to keep my light bright. I want to be able to serve people and love people and teach people and do the best thing I can by people. And
How,
what
how can you tell who's a good person?
everybody's good on some level or another.
Yeah,
So
but like as far as something like taking on like that medium kind of practice, how would you like? Is there like a 3 question list? Like, all right, these are the
you
questions.
can sense energies, right? You always tell me I deal with this dark, and look, at your core, you are inherently a good person.
Am I though?
Yes, what the things you deal with, you call other things.
Yeah.
Okay, you choose to say things. It's the flip of what you're saying. Okay, it's another thing. We'll talk about it another time.
Okay,
But
got it.
it's not what you're. It's something else. Okay, at your core, you are good. You are. Um, People can be good people and do dumb things. People can be good people and sometimes do a wrong thing. Okay. Um, there are people that are inherently dark, are inherently complicated, troubled, too troubled. Their energy's too conflicted and too troubled, and they're not in a space you want to take them on. If they're too dark, you don't want to take them on. You can feel this if you use your gut. What I keep telling everybody to focus on their gut. Don't take their head. Don't let their head overthink it. Don't let their heart get in their way because they're in love first. Use your gut. Use your gut first.
Yeah.
Because that feeling in your gut, that first feeling in your gut, is what you need to trust. That first instinct, that first feeling. Go for that. Don't go, well, no, go for that. That first little flicker, that first instinct in your gut, go for that. Trust that.
Oh, Miriam.
Yeah, that's true. You planted a butterfly garden in the Bronx.
Yeah, because it's important for the kids.
Yes.
Like, that's beyond me. It's
You gravitated here.
yeah, of
Okay.
course. Have you heard yourself? You're amazing.
Pff, I love you. Thank you.
No, but and this is true. This entire community, I feel like there are a lot of us that are a little emotionally damaged, but we come here for emotional support because this is an open forum where everyone feels like they're being heard.
That's what I want because I want people to know you can begin to heal.
Absolutely, but it comes with trust in a community, and everyone here is so kind and so sweet. But I mean, like you encourage us.
Oh, thank you.
No, that's a fact.
But I want a place that there's so much light and there's so many ways to grow and the spiritual feeling of the love and the light and the I want you to and I've said it before and I'll say it again. No matter what the discussion is, I want you to feel better leaving this channel than when you stepped in. That is a feeling I want you to leave with. That is what will promote healing. And that is what you're going to, in essence, rub off on the next person that you run into.
I will rub on many people that I meet.
Oh, by the way, we need to go ahead and schedule. I wanted to try to do it next weekend sometime, but there's not many people on. But I want to give the whole community here. Dana I'm the blue that keeps. Oh, sorry, I snort. Sorry.
Why is that? Sorry, that is so cute.
He said the blue that keeps us together.
She put it in caps.
I want us to go ahead when more people are on here. I wanted to do it next weekend, but it doesn't look. I want to do a special guided meditation for the whole community on Zoom for healing and for feel good and everything. For everybody that's interested, that is subscribed in this community, for everybody in this community. That's my gift to everyone. Not just A1.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm totally
okay. But back up to your question about an evidential medium. When I have done mediumship work for individuals, an evidential medium picks up on specific details that the person can say, yes, this person had this or did this, or there's no doubt. It's not so vague or general that you can kind of, well, yeah, it's specific. Like when I picked up on the guy at his window in his dorm with the gun doing Russian roulette, I knew what he looked like. It was specific. There was no way to question it. You see what I'm saying? And I may not get every single tiny little detail. No, let me tell this, and I want everybody to hear it. If they happen to go to someone that has a gift, no one will get everything 100% all the time, ever. Ever. Because it's a human being still trying to pick up the information and make sense of it.
No, that makes sense.
So anybody that says that they are is deceiving you. And use your gut if you ever go to one. Use your gut. Feel them out. Don't just trust them basically because they say so. Anyway, I'm getting off my soapbox. I mean,
Um,
I used to do it free or $5 or what. I used to do it for nothing, and people were like coming out. I was like, "Oh, I can't do this. This is too much on me. Nope."
I don't know if I told you this, but I actually taught English to someone who was a numerologist in Japan. He was like 95 years old, and he just had this giant old book, and you'd say your birthday and the time you were born, and he would tell you everything about yourself.
Wow, that's cool. We were supposed to have a guest tonight. She was overdoing it. She is an intuitive astrologist, and she helps companies and stuff. But the other day, she had been burning it at both ends, and she was, like I said, she helps companies and individuals and stuff. She passed out in public because she wasn't taking enough care of herself.
Oh, that happened.
Yeah, so we had to cancel and just reschedule another time.
Sometimes I feel like people kind of live like stress is their fuel.
Yeah,
You know, if you wake up at a certain time, that's just you're up at 5 a.m. and then you just keep working through until you pass out.
yeah, that's why, I'm good if I do this twice a week.
Well, my sister, like, she works two jobs. She's getting her double master's in education, and she runs until she passes out.
That's a lot.
Well, she's very lucky. Her husband is a baker.
Yeah,
So she gets all kinds of snacks and everything is fed to her. But yeah, she's one of those people who will keep on working until she just literally passes out.
I used to do more like that, and then it was too much. And then, recently I was like about 5 teaching to China, and then teaching in the afternoon, and then doing 2 shows. And then, when no one was here, I was also taking care of him before shows. And recently my husband said, why don't you quit doing the crack of dawn teaching for now? So I've kind of backed off that a little bit, trying to learn how to do a little bit more self-care. So
Yeah, I think he's giving you some good advice. Self-care is a very good idea.
except that puppy
You-
I got, that puppy I got?
You mean the handsome man?
No, the puppy, the
Yeah,
little
I
girl.
know. I saw
She's a
him.
girl. She's a
Oh,
girl.
she's a late. I'm sorry, my ladies. Okay, got it.
Cleo
Yeah, she
can
looks
now
wild.
stand at the kitchen counters and look in the sink. She stands at the dining room tables. When I don't pay attention and she wants something, she'll run up and pull my ponytail and yank my ponytail because I have a pony around the house.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. She'll come up and pinch bite me.
Well, I mean, this is what happens. This is definitely part of your life.
She is a hot mess.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute though. Like she knows what she needs to do to get your attention. I mean, I find that very adorable. You know, she knows how to get your attention.
She takes her hands.
Her little paws.
They're very bendy, and she puts them on the doorknob and does.
All that tells me is how intelligent she is and how well she is raised.
And she let our bulldog out of his big pen. She unlocked it and let him out.
All that tells me is that she wanted to communicate with her friend.
Oh, she gives him treats he's not allowed to have and pushes him through his thing. Yeah.
All that tells me is that she wants to share the food for all.
What did I do to myself? I rescued her from a kill shelter, and then she's.
And she's killing you softly with love.
Yeah, understatement.
Well, I'm sorry. That's like, you know, when you're being annoyed, but like you kind of enjoy it.
She's learning how to open the drawers to our end tables, and yeah.
Wow. that she is very that is a intelligence. See, she enjoys annoying you, and
We're we're
that is
afraid
love. That
we're
is love.
we're afraid we're gonna have to move the deadbolts higher up on our doors now.
I won't be surprised if you do. You probably should. Oh, you probably should, to be honest. She sounds like a little rapscallion, little ragamuffin.
I said, high five. She gives me high five. She shakes both paws. She lays down when I
Like
tell
a
her to
ghost
lay.
paws.
She lays down when I tell her to lay down, right? And the other day I said, no, high five two hands. That's what I said. She stood up on me and went like that. Oh my God.
She knows what she needs to do in order so she could be sneaky.
I'm scared.
It's all right. I think you're gonna make it. She'll kill you with cuddles.
No, she'll just kill me. I'm just kidding. She's gonna make this massive plan and take over our house and our cars.
She already has. She's probably communicating with the squirrels in the neighborhood, like, all right, this is going down.
She's gonna learn how to write.
Oh wait, look at Steve M. My cat sits on my chest and claws away at my chin at 5 a.m. until I wake up. See?
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you.
What are we gonna?
They just wait. They just wait.
They're far, far too smart. She doesn't like her picture to be taken. She goes.
My dog is camera shy as well, but she's kind of ugly, so you know.
I mean, how do they even figure that part out? That you're taking their picture?
They just know. I always knew. When I was 2 years old and my mom was walking around with a giant like brick, I knew. I knew to run away. I didn't know what that was. That was just like a contraption. I was like, what is going on?
But they're not giant bricks anymore.
Yeah, now they're small little tiny like rectangles, so you could just be even more creepy.
That's a good point.
Like, it's not about the contraption, it's about your atmosphere. Like, I can tell when you're doing something like taking a picture if you're just slowly going in. Like, that's creepy. So yeah, I know to run away. Like, I don't like this. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, true that. She smells my pockets to see if there's anything in there good to eat. Peppermint, dog treat.
There is nothing about that sentence I don't like. She smells my pockets. It's a thing, you know. Sometimes she just comes up, crawls up, and smells my pockets.
Wait, the other rescue, the little fluffy white poodle dog.
You mean the cute one?
The what?
The cute one that actually behaves?
Yeah. Well, she was his size when we got her, right? Mm-hmm. Now she goes up, and her way of defending herself is to sit on him. She just backs up to sit on him. Bye, Miriam.
Oh, to infinity and beyond. To infinity and beyond.
She's on her way home.
No. Safe travels.
Wait till you guys see the new little video that Steve M made me as soon as I can get my daughter to download. It's part me, part Heath, with new clips of Heath. Oh, it's so cute. So good. Heath is so handsome.
Oh.
But anyway, I guess I better wrap it up.
Yeah, I have to go walk my meeks.
Your minx?
Yeah. Let me show you. She's sleeping.
What is it?
See, my little doggy.
Oh, your dog. I thought it was some kind of other animal.
Yeah, she does look like another animal. Let's just be real. She looks like a raccoon and a hyena had a baby.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she does. She really does. It's really embarrassing.
Well, thank you for coming on.
I love Dana days.
Well,
Dana days are my favorite days.
And tell your mom I said hello.
I will.
Well, anyway, I love all of you guys. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming for the drawing. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends about me. Help me grow to 500.
Oh, we will. We're doing it. Bye, Dana. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, butterflies.
Oh, yeah, butterflies. We are the butterfly community. Yes, when you like and subscribe, getting me to 500 would be great. It's my next goal. When we get to 1,000, we have a community page. It helps me to grow, and it helps me to be in the algorithm. So there's more eyes. You see what I'm saying? I appreciate you all. Please drop down in the comments who you would like us to take a deep dive on, pick apart, and maybe some people haven't heard about them. But whether it's a person that's passed away, a celebrity, like we talked about George Michael. Who were the other people we brought up? Uh, Bourdain, and someone brought. Oh yeah, thank you. Um, Anthony Bourdain. Someone brought up. Oh yeah, Paul Walker. Let me know. I love it when you leave your comments. I reply. Yes, I love to get your comments down below. And remember those people that, congratulations, Steve M., Jenny M., and Feisty Canadian on the drawing. Have a beautiful Sunday. Sending love and light and healing out to everybody. And I appreciate you all so much. Remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. And here we go. Bye.